Okay. And then I'm just going to go ahead and open up all of these ties. Just makes it a little faster when you're going through. Okay. So now that we've got that done, what we're going to do is we're going to take this Deco mesh, and I like to, with this kind, I like to start on the inner layer. Of course, this is personal preference. You can either start on the outer layer, which is the bottom, or the inner layer, which is the top. And I'm going to be using a little zip tie just to make sure that my Deco mesh is not going to come off later. So, first thing I'm going to do is get to the very beginning, and I'm just going to pull it together like this. See that? Okay, figure out where I want to start. So I'm going to start right here, and I'm going to take my little tie, and I'm just going to tie in this very first part. You're not going to be able to see this when you come back around, so. And then after I get the wreath done, I'll come back and trim that. So I just kind of push it down to the bottom. Okay. So, there are several ways that you can do this. You can measure it. You know, go out here to your little measurement and do like a 10. You can also, now I'm going to do this on this side so you can see. What I like to do is I just take it, put my hand down here at the bottom, and I come up about 3, like that. And then I just fluff it out, make sure that's about what I want, and then I tie it down. You know, and as you play with it, you'll figure out about what you want your loops to look like. You don't want them too big and you don't want them too small. So I'll just come 1, 2, 3. Fluff it out. Make sure it looks about the same. And tie it down. It's just a much faster way instead of measuring out each loop. I'll just keep doing that same thing. 1, 2, 3. Fluff it out. That. And tie it down. Now, I'm only twisting these really one time because we're going to come back and I'm going to put in some ruffles and I'm going to put in some ribbon. So I'm going to go ahead and finish the top layer, and then as soon as I'm done with that, I'll show you how to start on the bottom layer. Okay, so I've gotten back to where I started, and I had put my zip tie right there where this tie is. I didn't use the tie, and I kind of left the tie open so that when I get to my last one, I can use that tie. And it just makes it seamless, and you can't really tell where it starts and where it stops. So I'll just put that down in that tie and tie it off. Okay. So now that I've gotten all the way around, I want to go on to my second layer. And there's a couple ways that you can do this. You can cut it, start over using another one of your little ties, But what I like to do is I will actually pull this down to the next row, and I will just try to get as close as I can to this tie, and I will just use my zip tie here. And I will just tie it down to that work wreath like that. Push that behind, and I will come back and get that going later. Okay, and then I'll just start over. Like that. So, I'll do the same thing. Make my poof, tie it in. And you're not going to be able to see this when you come back around. So then I'll just continue on with the bottom the same way I did with the top. Just count out my 3. Poof it up and tie it down. Just like that. Okay, so now that we've gotten this all done, I want to start cutting my ruffles, and I will show you how I'm going to do that. So since this is the white and the cobalt, I have both white Deco mesh and the cobalt Deco mesh. So I'm going to use both of those to do the ruffle. And what I'm going to do is roll these out together just so it's a little bit faster to cut them at the same time. And I often like to use ribbon or something to hold that, because otherwise they'll keep unraveling. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure to 10 inches and cut there. And then I'm going to go 20. So that gives me 4, which is just 2 rows. Since I want to do them together, and I'll cut out some more. Again at 10. 20. Okay. I'm going to cut one more time to get one more 10 inch. Okay. So I'll have to cut out a bunch more than this, but I want to at least show you what I'm going to do with this. So we'll just pretend like for right now that I have all of these cut out, which I will go back and do later. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to separate them, and I want to lay it down flat, but I want to do it where it has a tendency to roll. So I'm going to lay it down flat like this. And I'm going to go up through the middle, just like that. And I'm going to make a little bow tie. Then I know I'm going to put these two together, so I'm just going to put this in between my fingers just to hold it. Then I'm going to take the next piece, and I'm going to do the same thing. Just going to go right up through the middle, make my little bow tie, like that. And I want the white to be on top, So I'm going to put them like this, the white then the blue together. I'm going to open my tie back up, put these in just like that, and tie it back down. Then I have 2 more splashes of that color, and it will help me cover up any spots I have in the wreath where there you can see the wire. You see that? We'll do that one more time. So I'm going to separate them, put it down, just like that. Go up through the middle, like that. Hold it. Do the next one. There. Put them together. Open up my tie. Put them down in there and tie it back. Then I just kind of go through and fluff it a little bit like that. So I will continue cutting and going around and adding these in, and then once I get done with that, I'll come back and show you what we're going to do next. Okay, so I have gotten all the ruffles put in. And as you can see, it really makes the wreath a lot fuller and very pretty. So I have lots of ribbon that I want to put in, and since the main color is this cobalt blue and it's for a wedding, I found some cute little ribbons. This one looks like little bows. I thought that was cute. And then of course I have sparkle, can't be without sparkle, and then more of the cobalt blue. So what I'm going to do, I already have some cut, but I want to show you how I make all of my cuts for my ribbon quickly. So I make all of my ribbon 12 inches, and so I cut a piece of cardboard half that width and then covered it in duct tape just to keep it strong. I notched out a corner so that I know what the top is, and then when I get ready to do my ribbon, I just put it at the top and just fold it over like this. However many ribbons I think I'm going to need. Once I get to the top, I just cut it and then slip my scissors in here, cut again, and just that quickly I have 4 ribbons cut. I like to do the little dovetail, so I fold it over and cut at an angle. Just gives it that nice little finished look. Same thing on the other side. And just that quickly, I have 4 ribbons all ready to put on my wreath. There's lots of different ways you can do your ribbon, but I just find that this is very quick. Of course, it is highly inexpensive because all you need is cardboard, and it does save a great deal of time. I've seen other people use those ribbon gadgets where they put the spools on and then they pull it out and cut it, and I think that's great, but I just think that this method is certainly a lot less expensive. It's really easy to do and it's fast, so you just can't beat it. So once I get all my ribbon cut out that I want, we're just going to start adding it in. I like to put, you know, 2 different colors together, or 2 different ribbons together, I should say. Just open my ties back up, add it in. And for this one, I'm just going to do just a simple pull to have it stand up. And then we'll just go around and add ribbon in. Now you can take your ribbon and spread the ribbon apart just to give it more interest, like that. That's pretty. I do like to vary the background just because it gives it a lot more interest. So I'll just keep going around and get all my ribbon put in. And then I'll be back to show you what it looks like in just a minute. Okay, so I've gotten all the ribbons placed in. You see how full this is? With the ribbon and the ruffles. I think it turned out really great. So since this is a wedding, I'm not really going to add a lot of picks or embellishments to it. I'm just going to add in a sign in the middle that says Mr. and Mrs. and then that'll be it. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope that you are able to make a wreath of your own like this. And if you have any questions, please leave comments and give it a like and subscribe. And I'll see you for the next tutorial. Have a great one. Bye-bye.